What's up, guys? Eric Prey, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Wednesday, August the 31st. Been on the water a lot, but I've been way up the James River, up above Asher Cane and above McCord Bend, actually even above Blanc. Running a little jet boat up there to do a little bit of fishing. Just finished a trip down on the lower end on Table Rock. And then fished a couple of times up the White last week as well. So it's actually getting better. Fish are starting to move quite a bit. The dam area is still pretty tough, but the rest of the lake's pretty good. As far as lake level is concerned, we're at 911.95, so we're more than 5 feet below normal summer pool right now. That little bit of rain we got that kind of flooded Springfield really didn't do a whole lot to bump us up. I think it might have come up about 2 or 3 inches, but the Corps already dropped all that out of the lake. The rest of the lakes are all back to normal, so we could use some rain, get the lake back at normal pool, and make running the river a little bit easier on me. As far as water temperature, I said I was down at the dam today. We were 83.2 pretty much all day long. That's what we're seeing, low 80s, anywhere from 82 to 83 or 84. Really haven't seen that many 84s, really. It's mostly been 81 to 83. It does warm up. We've had some hot days, and we've got some hot days coming this week, so if you get in that stained water, it'll be a little bit warmer. But the bite's been good, like I said, and best way to stay on top of it, join Table Rock Fishing Intel and get that pro membership, and get all those reports, the daily reports, weekly reports, all the videos, everything that we do on a daily basis to help you catch more fish on Table Rock, right at your fingertips if you're a member of Table Rock Fishing Intel. If you're coming down, though, going to fish the lower end, like I said, just fish the lower end. Just finished a trip out of Big Cedar Lodge. The bite has been tough down there. I'm not going to lie to you. We caught a few on topwater early. Had more blow-ups than we had fish that actually connected, and lost quite a few fish. They weren't taking it really good. Everything was on a whopper plopper down there. But that bite, if you go up into the Long Creek, is much better with either a plopper or a buzzbait on those ledgy type banks. Really seem to be key, and following the shad is really kind of key. Other than that, drop shot bite's still there. Shad shape, cut tail, UV drop shot worm, chompers drop shot worm. Today struggled to find them in the tree, so most of the fish we caught were between 25 and 35 foot deep on the bottom on either gravel points or gravel humps. Not a lot of fish, but seems like when you did catch one, it was a pretty good one. Other than that, topwater, there is a little bit of a swim bait bite in the treetops, but it really is weather dependent. If you've got clouds or you've got wind, you can catch a few down about 20 feet, either over top of trees or on those gravel points if the wind's really crushing in on it. Go up in the mid-lake area, bite gets much, much better. A lot of different bites going on. I can tell you, my favorite bite right now is either with a plopper or a buzzbait on those ledgy banks, both back about halfway back in the creeks or on the main lake. And you want to keep that bait as tight to the bank as possible. So we're basically paralleling the bank, and that's been working really well for about 2 weeks now. And I think that bite will only get better as the water cools even more. They're up there feeding on bluegill and feeding on big gizzard shad that are up there. So that's a good bite. There's a decent spoonjacking bite as well with a Watson Worldwide spoon or the big Dixie Jet spoon in some of the bigger docks. I seem to be catching more big Kentuckies there than largemouth. Normally summertime that spoonjacking bites largemouth. Now it seems to be better Kentuckies, like 2.5 to 3 pound Kentuckies. So that bite's there. Drop shot bite is there as well. Shad shaped cut tail, UV drop shot worm. In Kimberling, I'm catching more out of trees than I am off of the gravel, but that's I've got a lot of trees in Kimberling, so I tend to run those a lot more. So I imagine you can catch them on gravel. Pretty much all the fish are between 20 and 30 feet deep, either over top of trees or on those gravel runouts. And then the dragon bite, either a peewee football jig, squirrel head, or big football jig, or even a tube out there on those gravel points. They're going to be a little shallower early, about 12 foot deep, but as the sun gets up, they move out to about 15 to 25, dragging those gravel points. So there's several bites going on in Kimberling City. Go up in the James. Now, I've been way up the James, and the buzzbait, whopper plopper bite, and squarebill bite's been phenomenal. And when I say way up the James, I'm going up above Blanc Road, if you know where that is. And I'm using a jet boat to get there. You can't, I don't believe you can get a bass boat up there. You would have to get out and push it over a couple of shoals to get it up that far. But that bite's been really good up the river. Buzzbait, whopper plopper, square bill, basically ledge rock banks, some of them on the mud flats up there. It's just wherever the shad are. We've been catching them doing that. Further down lake, the buzzbait whopper plopper bite's strong on ledge rock banks. Same sort of deal. Parallel those banks. Get your boat up tight to it, make a parallel cast, keep it as tight to the rocks as possible. Jig bite's been pretty strong as well in those same areas. I've been throwing a Jewel Pro spider jig, 5/16 or 7/16, and hitting those same banks, but kind of looking for dark spots is the best way to put it. You know, where it's a little bit deeper and you just kind of pull it off of the ledge. And been putting a lot of chartreuse on my jig trailer because they're, like I said, they're up there eating those bluegills. So that's a good bite. And then the dragon bite's not horrible up there with, you know, catching them on a peewee, catching them on a big football jig, catching them on a shaky head like the squirrel head, and even catching a few on a Carolina rig in that 8 to about 12 foot early and deeper when the sun comes up. 15 to 25 when the sun comes up, you can catch them out there dragging as well. White River, like I said, spent a couple of days up the White last week. Pretty much all the bites that are working all over the lake are working up the White. Again, my favorite bite this time of year is going to be a buzzbait and a whopper plopper on those steeper ledge rock banks, mostly the main lake and the first half of a creek. Really not seeing a lot in the backs of the creeks other than the day we got some rain. Those fish did tend to get in the backs of the creeks with that little bit of runoff we had, but they're back out halfway out. Drop shot bites working as well. Shad shaped cuttail, UV drop shot worm, chompers drop shot worm. And again, I'm catching more out of trees there, but that's kind of where I like to fish up the White River. I like to fish those treetops because it really concentrates the fish and makes it easier for me to find them for my clients. And then the dragon bite's been strong as well. Dragging a peewee, dragging a heavy cover football jig, shaky head, Carolina rig if you're so inclined. Early, they're 10 to 15 foot deep. As the sun comes out, they'll back out a little bit, and they'll be 15 to 20, even 25 foot deep on those gravel points with a little bit of deep water next to it. So a lot of bites going on right now. Bite is continuing to improve, get past Labor Day this weekend and get the lake back, and it should be really good here in the fall, really setting up for a good fall bite. But best way to know what's going on, best way to stay on top of it, join Table Rock Fishing Intel and get that pro membership. That way you will know before you go how we're catching them, how the guides are catching them, how all the people that we have put reports on the website have been catching fish, and the best way for you to catch fish when you come down. Join Table Rock Fishing Intel and become a pro member, and you get all that information on a daily basis. But if you're coming down and want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743, or you hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email or book online. If you're interested in a river trip, please don't just book something online. Give me a call or shoot me an email so we can work out the details. But I am going to start doing some river trips out of a little jet boat. A lot of fun stuff going on right now, a lot of fish to be caught. If you're interested in booking a trip, just get a hold of me. We'll get out there, we'll catch some fish and have a good time. Guys, thanks for watching the videos. If you haven't checked out Table Rock Fishing Intel, check it out. Thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.